Okay, last time when we left off, Big Sam had just stabbed up Port Allen, and Lil Eric had just burnt up Ralph. And what I'm gonna do this episode is I'm gonna tell you what became of them after this episode. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up from a significant part because we got an upcoming event inside the prison, which is Baby Charles and Q's prison wedding. So, as you know, in a previous episode, I told you how Port Allen had gave, Baby Charles and Q the salute, and Ralph was, kind of upset about that. That was almost saluting like they respected what they had did to get their get back, Strange thing, but that's the way prison work, So, okay. Now, even though the boys that BUTTMAN them have, and that's the bitches that they have, they still mingle, because it's a lot of them now. The prison is, really filled with these type of guys, and I have nothing against them, Like I said, everybody entitled to live the way they want to live, you know what I'm saying? If it's a consensual thing, then nobody shouldn't object to whatever they, doing at this point, I have a problem with the violating of that, at this point in stage of my prison sentence now. Okay, so they all mingle because they all into these kind of things now, and BUTTMAN them and Keith, they Bambino them, all they boys are kind of helping Baby Charles and Q playing they prison wedding and picking out the foods and the little way they gonna decorate the place, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Everything's cool. So we gonna go to the morning before the actual prison wedding, they ceremony, the morning before, when we all going to chow. Okay, so we all headed in the chow, everything cool, we hear a bunch of mumbling and whatever, but nobody's really making nothing big of it because you can't really make out what nobody's saying. Everybody's like in their own world, and the boys are happy, and excited to be helping Baby Charles and Q playing the wedding, and the New Jack crew, we kind of doing our own thing, and BUTTMAN them kind of got their drug thing back off the ground and moving, but we all still separate, and we all kind of keeping our boundaries or whatever. So, we goes into chow, and I'm sitting down at chow, and all of a sudden, I feel something hit me in the back of the head. And, I turn around, and BUTTMAN them back behind me just killing themselves laughing, and I look down, and it's a motherfucking prison apple. Somebody done hit me in the head with a prison apple. So I'm hot now. I'm real hot. Like, I don't really know who did it, but whoever did it, right now, they trying to provoke me so I could just jump up and react, without thinking, and do something so I can get some old time attached to my sentence, so I won't go home. That's the kind of games they play. So, I'm hot, and I'm talking to all, the New Jack crew. We whispering to ourselves or whatever, and everything is everything at this point. Now, fast forwarding up, when we leaving chow, headed back to the dorms, and now Jeremy skips up the line and gets behind me, and he go, boomer, trying to let me know. And I ain't talking about my dog, that's how he talk. He's hearing impaired. He could talk, but he can't hear himself pronounce nothing, He be like, boomer. He talk kind of like that or whatever. It's my dog or whatever. So he letting me know there was BUTTMAN that threw the apple and hit me behind my head. And everybody know prison apples, they ain't even ripe. They just hard. They ain't even fully red. They got white in between them, all around it, and they super big, It's like they shot up on steroids or something, Almost everything they give you look like that, unless they're giving you meat, But, and that's rare. But at the same time, we headed back to the dorm. So when we going in, I'm hot, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't believe he didn't, you know what I'm saying, hit me, because at this point, he had never came directly. None of them had never came directly for me, you know? So we gets in the dorm and we goes all the way to the last bunks, you know, close by the shower to Darrell and T bunks, you know, and we talking and they juicing me up. They telling me, man, what you gonna do, man? What you gonna do? And I'm hot too, so I really won't do something. Now, in the forming of the Njcip crew episode, I told you the Njcip crew had been working out, you know what I'm saying? At this point, I'm like 220 pounds now, pure muscle. You know, I'm in pretty good shape now, you know. That's something I picked up from prison. Never in my life have I indulged in drugs or nothing. The only habit I've ever had, and I picked it up in prison, was these goddamn cigarettes. You know, but that's another story, and we ain't gonna talk about that. But you know, so I'm hot. I'm like, man, yeah, bro. You know, I'm feeling myself, and I'm like, I'm thinking I'm ready to take this dude on or whatever. So I'm like, man, we gotta get word. Like, let's go up here and, you know, all us together and challenge him to a one-on-one fight, me and him. And yeah, I'm ready. Before I leave home, me and BUTTMAN need to go one-on-one back there behind the wall. You got your dogs, I got my dogs. We need to go back here and catch a one-on-one. So we all click up, we all in a crowd, and we goes up and we getting loud, cause you know what I'm saying, I'm hot, and my crew, they backing me up, and we all, you know, together. You know, we all back in the dorm at this point. They crew and our crew. The only people that ain't in the crew is Port Allen, Big Sam, and Ralph. That's it. You know, so at this point, we headed up there and we making so much noise walking to the front. Like, that's, like I said, it's like a football field and a half away that we headed to, but we making so much noise, we grasp their attention. And while we coming up, they look at us, you know, and they swore up and they, you know, stay their ground, but they never walk up. So we get close enough up to them, you know, and I'm like, hey, man, why you gonna do some hoe ass shit like that? Hit me in the back of the head with an apple. I know it was you. So he walk up to me, like midways up to me. We like about this far away from each other. And he like, look who got nuts. Look who got big nuts now. His homeboy Sam then put a little move in and they thinking they somebody, huh? So I'm like, man, won't man, you just catch a one-on-one. Go behind the slab. You can bring your couple of your people. I bring a couple of my people. Make sure it ain't no bullshit. And we catch a one-on-one and tear it down. And you could tell that he kind of unsure. I could see it in his eyes. And like I said, in prison, once you've been in there, you could sense fear. You could sense uncertainty, you know, and I could see that and smell it on him. And he like, so, but he trying to put stuff in me that's going to make me fear him. So he like, yeah, and you know his little stout ass, yeah, see, if I go back there and catch a round with a nigga, I swear to God, nobody better not break it up, and I'm gonna make a nigga eat shit off my dick for one cigarette. You know, that was some shit way from the 80s that started in the prison that he using. I'm gonna knock him out and fuck him. Now that's to put fear in me and make me second guess this fight. But he ain't understanding. You just showed me one thing, that BUTTMAN has fear. BUTTMAN is human. Because for the longest we thought he was unbeatable. He was a fucking terrorist. But now I see you human. So we up here for about 15, 20 minutes, and he doing all this misdemeanor ass talking. So me and my crew, we just walk back to the back. And you can see all the boys and, you know, the rest of his crew looking at him like, you know, because they like, man, BUTTMAN would have been snapped and took this challenge. They looking at him for answers, you know what I'm saying? And you could tell that it's eating his ego up and it's bothering him. You know what I'm saying? I could tell it. My crew can tell it. So we still down there, you know, every now and then we'll walk through the prison all together and we'll still be telling them, you know, this bitch ass boy. And we doing all this and we walk back to the other end, but you could just see him pacing backwards and forward. His head on fire right now. You know what I'm saying? So we still back at Darrell and T-Rack, and we just talking and whatever. The whole crew feeling good. They confident, got their confidence up. You know, everybody just feeling real comfortable at this time. So, you know, night then fell in, you know, and we still talking. And everybody started to break off in little groups, you know, 3 there, 2 here, 4 here, 1 here, you know, going back to their racks, you know, because it's getting late, and to go to sleep, take it in for the night, you know. So finally, we all back in our racks, and we fall asleep. Now, what I'm about to tell y'all is some shit that bothered me forever, but, you know what I'm saying, I'm not about to lose, you know, the confidence of my crew and, you know, the integrity of the crew and what we stand for behind no man. So, okay, like I said, back to the story, we sleep, and we all awaken to a bunch of noise and shit going on in the prison. So I'm waking up, and a couple of the guys, you know, woke, but the majority of them are still asleep, you know. So I look down, and I see something. You know, I can't get a clear picture, but I can make out really what's going on. So I start yelling, "Get the fuck up, get the fuck up." I'm waking all the other guys up. And I go up a little closer and see they got Ben already stripped down. His bottoms are already off. And BUTTMAN got all his boys and the crew holding Ben down. And by the time the crew, my crew, get to me so they can actually see what's going on and see what I see, BUTTMAN had to went up in Ben. And now by this time, Ben can actually see we all woke and alert and see what's going on. So he yelling to us, "Help me, y'all, help me, y'all, help me, y'all, help me, y'all, help me, y'all." You know, he yelling. And we rushing down there. And then he steady, "Yeah, help me, oh, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me." And then BUTTMAN, all you see is BUTTMAN, "Bow, tell him what you been doing. Tell him what you been doing." So this our dog Ben, we ain't really trying to hear nothing, but BUTTMAN goes to saying, "Oh shit, this y'all dog," and steady pumping and pumping away, you know, and telling us that Ben owe him over $300 in drug money. Unknown to us, Ben had been going behind our back, doing business with BUTTMAN. This is at the time when heroin had hit the prison hard, and everybody was indulging themselves in this shit. And Ben, being a part of the Njcip crew, had then secretly started doing business with BUTTMAN, getting and crediting heroin. But I'm knowing what BUTTMAN doing is a play. He only made this move to provoke me and to get back at me for hurting his ego, plus to keep the confidence of his boys, to let his boys know he's still in charge. Now, at this point, I got 2 choices. I can put the whole Njcip crew in jeopardy and involve them in an all-out prison war with weapons and everything. An all-out war right now over a guy that was supposed to be loyal and follow the rules, but now is basically a goddamn junkie and went behind the back of the Njcip crew and was so sneaky, we didn't even know what you was doing. How could we trust somebody like that? I done seen people sell people out for drugs. I done seen people sell themselves for drugs. So now my decision is, let's attack them right now and help Ben, or let Ben pay his debt. So I got a choice to make. So I'm looking around at the Njcip crew, and on their faces, you don't even see like they ready to go in behind Ben. They all looking like that look of he been real disloyal. Like, we ain't ready to die and put our life on the line, or even, you know, kill nobody and get no more time and be in this prison for the rest of our life behind Ben, possibly. I don't even see that look. So I look at Roderick, you know, because that's really my second in command, and he like, man, Ben brought this on himself. Man, if we break prison politics, and although I didn't talk about this part of it, they do have other guys in this prison that do other things, you know, but they wasn't relevant to this story, you know. So breaking prison laws and politics is a whole different thing. Everybody could turn on us because we violating prison politics. So we walks the fuck off and head back to the back and let Ben pay his debt. Because you made a choice and we made a choice. And I know that sounds horrible, but I got less than 7 months to go before I go home. And I know this is a game, this a tactic to provoke me. And you got all your boys and all your prison, your crew and all that there around you. So it's going to attract the guards. So this is basically what you want. You want to keep me here. So at this time, you know, BUTTMAN is smiling and looking back there at us and all this here. But I'm going to fast forward up to the next day around about noon, you know, to the actual ceremony of Baby Charles and Q. You know what I'm saying? Where they had them put all kind of molars together. They got all kind of noodles and different kind of hookups and things like that made. They done made prison wine. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a celebration on their behalf that they sponsored. You know what I'm saying? And everybody invited. And this in prison and stuff like this don't happen often. So almost everybody gonna attend. So the ceremony happened and everybody moving about the prison, you know what I'm saying, what they call the prison reception, you know what I'm saying, and I don't drink alcohol at all, so, you know what I'm saying, some of the crew drinking and BUTTMAN getting fucked up, you know what I'm saying, he drinking and he really getting loose and whatever, you know what I'm saying, he doing a lot of mean mugging with that humbuggishness because he didn't got this alcohol in him and now he's super humbuggish. So he mugging me down. He keeping his eyes on me at the whole time, and he keeping Keith and Terrell and all these guys close by him. Until all of a sudden, I see Ben walk up to BUTTMAN, and BUTTMAN hand him something, and it pissed me the fuck off. Like these dudes just took you, just violated you, and you go up to them, and he reach you something, which I'm knowing is drugs. So you cool now? So I goes off and I get the point there, but man, I'm like, man, fuck all this dumbass shit. Let's me and you do this right now. So apparently he in the mood right now. He full of that alcohol. He in the mood. So he say, let me go get some shoes. So I go tell Roderick and Derek go run to them. Oh, it's going down. It's about to happen. Hey man, come watch my back. I get everybody together. He grabbing up a couple guys who he need with him. I'm grabbing up a couple guys, and we about to make the rules to the fight. I'm putting on the shoes. I'm back there at my rack putting on the shoes. All the guys standing in front of me. Ooh, I want you to punish that boy. So me and my crew, after I put my shoes on, we head back there to the concrete slab, and we back there. I'm just warming up like, I'm warming up, you know what I'm saying, getting loose, because I ain't going into no fight cold. I'm warming up, you know what I'm saying? So finally, I see them making their way to the back. You know what I'm saying? He got about 8 people with him. I got about 6 people with me. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't worried about nothing because the 6 people I got with me, I trust. I trust with my life at this point. So he get back there, he start holding on the wall, putting his leg up, stretching, putting his hand behind his back, stretching, doing all this like this, almost trying to install, you know, do that fear thing again inside me. I swear to God, when I knock him out, I'm gonna fuck him. Hey, ain't but nobody. Hey, bro, we got our weapons, whatever. And my dude's like, we got our weapons too. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no fucking going on back here. Now, this gonna be a fight, and it's gonna be a fair fight. Or everybody going to the infirmary today or going to the grave today. Now we swearing up. And I'm looking at this big swole ass motherfucker and he holding his set like this. I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know, I'm like this. You know what I'm saying? He like this. So I'm like, at this point, I realized nobody actually ever really seen BUTTMAN in a head-to-head fight. He always sneak people or take people by surprise. I never actually seen him hold his set or really just really just do his thing. So back to the story. We swaying up, you know what I'm saying? And he swings like a big old, I say a haymaker. And I slide under the haymaker, and I hit him, bam, bam. When I hit him, he stumbled backwards, and you can see his eyes just look like bigger than the moon. So instead of him coming back to get in the mix and square back up again, he charged at me, and damn near, he's still bigger than me, and charged me and grabbed me and picks me up and rams me into the back of the wall. You know what I'm saying? This is prison concrete. So I felt that when he did it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm steady trying to hit him, but he really got me squared up. So he wrestling now at this point. So he throws me. When he throws me, I kind of spin around, but I'm still like I'm on my butt, but I'm spinning around, but I'm still on my balance with my hands on the ground and my back towards him. And this big motherfucker runs up and karate kicks me in the side of the head. Now I'm seeing stars at this motherfucking point, but I'm still trying to get up to fight that bitch. So I'm back up and I back, my vision coming back, my equilibrium is back. I'm back balanced, you know what I'm saying? So I'm swinging and hitting him, and every time I hit him, I could see he feeling it. But he's swinging, and he caught me with a good one. I swear, days later, the bitch was so swole, and I'm going to just tell y'all this part and get back to the story. I can fucking do this with my shit, and my fucking jaw a fucking pop. That's how hard that bitch hit me that day. I promise you that. So the whole time in my mind, I'm saying, I know I can't let this bitch beat me, because if I let this bitch beat me, it's over for the New Jack crew, and it's over for me. So in my mind, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, man, I can't give up no matter what. I gotta keep going. So I swings a lick and hit that bitch right on the bridge of his nose. And I see that bitch eyes tearing up. And I just started going in. I ain't giving a fuck if he hit me. I ain't even feeling no more licks. My adrenaline just that rushing. And I'm punishing that bitch. I got that bitch all, and everybody starts to breaking up the fight. His boys rush in. My boys rush in. Now they about to fight. Because my boys about to fight them because they trying to pull me instead of pulling BUTTMAN. So my boys getting mad, and now they all, you grab him, we got our dude, you grab him. And they breaking up the fight at this time. So even though ain't no more lick swinging, the heat still on, and you caught me on that liquor. Wait till I get off that liquor. We gonna remix this thing. We gonna rematch this thing, and we gonna do whatever. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make this a ongoing thing until one of us can't go no more. So I'm like, shit, boy, you ain't saying nothing. Now, in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to have to fight this bitch again, but I swear to God, I'm going to fight him every time he come at me. So now let's fast forward to that next morning getting ready to go to chow. I fucking pass BUTTMAN. Everybody see BUTTMAN. That bitch look like a raccoon. I got black shit all around that bitch eyes. I got that bitch face all knotted up. I realized, this boy really ain't got no skills. BUTTMAN ain't really himself. He ain't really all Johnny Bravo ass nigga no more. So I'm saying, I'm hyped up. I gotta throw this shit on and lay it on extra thick. So finally, when we do all get close to each other, all you hear is my dude Cody say, New Jack crew. And we all still around and we going to child now in the guard, like, settle down. So, you know what I'm saying? They had never said a word. So we know for the first time, we done got our respect in this prison the real way. Now, I'm going to take a little break from the story and tell y'all what happened to Sam. Sam ended up catching a real world charge. That means a charge like you was never in prison. You was brought back to court and brought up on charges, because Port Allen will never walk again as long as he lived. So Sam ended up getting sentenced to 76 years. Now, remember, Sam only had 18 months to do in the first place, and end up leaving and getting shipped from this prison for 76 years, and he got to do 85% of this time. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, and it's the God honest truth. In 2016, we had a flood here in Louisiana. And to take my family mind off things, I took them to Angola to the rodeo. And when we got to the rodeo, I seen Sam still in prison from this exact joke where we was in prison together. He was with the vendors at the Angola prison. Now, back to the story. Now, after that fight happened with BUTTMAN, a couple BUTTMAN boys, which is they bitches, end up getting themselves reassigned down there by Baby Charles and Q. You know, so they can be together. They no longer really have fear of their crew no more. But this ain't the end of this. I'm going to tell y'all what BUTTMAN did, because he lost it at this point. He really lost his noodle at this point because he felt like he was losing control of a prison that he been running thus far. So when we come back, yeah, I know y'all hate that. When we come back, I'm going to pick up from there. All right, y'all. Hey, if you would like to be a part of this channel and help this channel grow, here's how.